What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another, well, transfer video, if you like. It's all going off. There's quite a few things to talk about today. Before we get into the video, if you haven't already, drop this video a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel, Curtis Shaw TV. I will have more guests on throughout this international break. Big up Lee Judges, who came on the other day. That was a brilliant one. Deluded Gooner should be on this week, and a few others next week. Robbie will be on here, a few others as well. But let's get into today's video. So Arsenal, news came out today that Arsenal rejected a substantial offer for Alexandre Lacazette in the summer from Roma. It was made towards the end of the transfer window. Now, David Ornstein did a video on his channel today. You know, he works with The Athletic. And he's come out and he said that Arsenal did receive this big offer towards the end of the transfer window in the summer from Roma, and that Arsenal rejected it, saying that they didn't think the offer was big enough and they decided to keep him. Now, with Lacazette only having 1 year on his contract this summer, again, he's not having the best of seasons. Should Arsenal have taken it? Quite simply, should Arsenal have taken the offer? No details have been revealed in terms of how much exactly that offer was. I mean, considering we paid £50 million for him, I reckon that offer was probably 30 million, maybe 25, 30 million. Would you have sold him? And what do you do with Alexandre Lacazette this summer? Because a lot of people are talking about Lacazette at the moment. He's getting a lot of criticism. Now, remember 2 years ago, Lacazette was player of the season at Arsenal under Unai Emery. And the fans loved him. He is still quite a big fan's favourite. But I know a lot of people are criticising him now. And the lack of goals. He's missing clear-cut chances in games. I think it's time for Aubameyang to play through the middle. And as you said here, big up for this. Transfer market has his value at 38 million. I think in the summer I would take 38 million for Lacazette. I've got to be honest with you. Now, Alexandre Lacazette is in his 4th season at Arsenal. We paid £50 million for him. Of course, he was going to go to Atletico Madrid. It failed because of their transfer ban. He came to Arsenal. I was very excited when we signed Lacazette. I thought he was going to be a big goal scorer for Arsenal. He does have very good link-up play. His hold-up play is pretty good. But let's be honest, he doesn't score the amount of goals we need him to and what we probably expected. I think the Premier League has drained him. I think he has struggled. I don't think he's been quick enough. I don't think he scores as many goals as we expected from him. And I expected him to be outscoring, you know, the likes of Olivier Giroud, who we had, who I thought Lacazette was far better than. Now, if you look at this, Lacazette's in his 4th season at Arsenal now. In his 1st season, he got 14 league goals in 32 games. Not great. He did suffer an injury that season. So you thought, okay, 1st season, he got 4 assists. 2nd season, he got 13 in 35. So in terms of goals, it was even worse. But he was very good this season. Scored in big games against Tottenham, against Liverpool, against Manchester United as well. And he got the 8 assists, so 21 goal contribution. He was also named player of the season by the fans. And he had a great partnership with Aubameyang that season. So not a great amount of goals, but he contributed a lot. But this next season in 1920, 10 goals, 4 assists, 8 yellow cards as well. 30 games played, it's not good enough for a £50 million striker. When you compare that with his Lyon record, the last 3 years he was at Lyon, 27 in 33, 21 in 34, and 28 in 30. Now, I know what everyone's thinking, you know, this is the French league. We know the French league is not great compared to the Premier League. I mean, you look, he hasn't played for France since 2016-17 season. Also, bear this in mind. Lacazette is 29 years of age. He is 30 in May. So by the end of this season, Lacazette turns 30. He's on £150,000 a week. Would you give him a new contract? He'll have a year left next summer. Do you extend his deal? He's going to want at least 150 again, and maybe even more than that. Do you move him on? And if you do move him on, how much can you get for him in the summer? How much is Lacazette worth with 1 year left on his contract? Now, Laka and Firmino are in the same boat right now, just muddled. I think the thing is, Firmino gets away with that false nine role because Mane and Salah score goals for fun. You know, when your wingers are scoring goals left, right, and centre, your striker can get away with 10 goals and it won't look too bad. But at Arsenal, that's not going to happen. The French league is not as good. Yeah, you're right. Definitely, the Premier League is a better league. Sell him to Chelsea. I mean, would Chelsea want him? I don't think so. You know, they've got Timo Werner there now. I'll drive him to the airport, man. People really not rating Lacazette at all. I don't think Lacazette is like a bad footballer. I just think ultimately it hasn't worked out for him in the Premier League. Lacazette has never been like Giroud or Aubameyang. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Giroud, but I think his hold-up play and that was great. And he was very good in the air. I'd rather give Ian Wright a new contract than Lacazette. Oh, my days. Lack of goals, yeah, that's the problem. We'll probably get 25 to 30 million. We should invest that into Edouard. What do you guys think about Edouard? I've seen a little bit of him at Celtic. You've also got that same risk that, you know, the Scottish League is not great either. People have said they feel bad for Lacazette. Why? He signed for Arsenal and he's rich. I mean, I know what you're saying, but we're saying from a footballing point of view. You know, one thing we've never... Oh, French Benteke. One thing we've never questioned with Lacazette is his commitment. He's given everything. The service isn't great, but the problem is he misses big chances. He misses big chances. Hey, Curtis, mate, how are you doing? What's the latest Arsenal news? And we failed to replace Alexis, Prime Ozil and Giroud. Thoughts? I would agree with that. I think Alexis Sanchez is very close to being impossible to replace. There's only a handful of wingers in the world who are on that kind of level, and they're not going to come to Arsenal at the moment. Prime Mesut Ozil, yeah, we haven't replaced him. We probably should have moved him on and then brought somebody else in. I remember a couple of years ago we was linked with Fekir. I liked him at the time. I thought he was good. And Giroud, yeah, I think we could do with a big target man, maybe just to bring off the bench sometimes and to do something a little bit different. Is there a little bit of snobbery at Arsenal amongst the fan base, me included? Like, for example, I'm just thinking of certain names here, right? Would you take Danny Ings at Arsenal? Not as first choice, you know, I would play Aubameyang through the middle, but Danny Ings has been banging goals for the last 18 months. He scored the same amount as Aubameyang last year. He's in his mid-20s. Would you take him? I think a lot of Arsenal fans would say no to Danny Ings. Not very glamorous. And I think sometimes that is the problem. You know, we want that glamorous name, so... it's difficult. Free my brother Nicolas Pepe. Yeah, I mean, I think he is being completely mismanaged by the coach. I think Nicolas Pepe needs a run now. 4 or 5 games, starting on the right. Forget the whole Willian situation. For me, Willian can play 10. Willian can play 10. You know, no doubt about it. I don't know what the problem is and why they won't play him there. I thought that's where we were going to play him when we signed him. 2 players you want Arsenal to sign in January. I would love to sign Isco on loan. I'm being realistic with who we could actually probably get because I don't see Arsenal spending 60, 70 million in January. If they're talking about Isco on loan, I would take him. I would also... Who else would I... I'd sign Wilfried Zaha. I know people are not the biggest fan of him. He's very up. I would sign him. I'm sorry. I rate the guy highly. I think he'd leave Palace now. I think he'd cost 40 odd million. Push Aubameyang through the middle. Lacazette can go on the bench. I would go for them too. Imagine Zaha and Isco in our team. I like Chris Wood at Burnley. Listen, the guy's an animal. Sometimes you need players like that off the bench. Isco is going Everton. I mean, I'm sure if we jumped in and made him a good enough offer, maybe we could change his mind. Isco, baller, big up. The man is an absolute... I saw him once, right? Spain against France. He ripped N'Golo Kante to shreds. And this was prime Kante as well at Chelsea when they just won the title, you know. And Isco just ran him ragged. Zaha is quality. The guy's a beast. We should have signed him ahead of Pepe. Zaha is better than Pepe. There you go. Problem is, Curtis, when we see the likes of Chelsea, Man City, who were nothing in 2003, seeing them buy big money players makes us a little jealous. But at the same time, our stature says different. Well, the thing is, can you imagine the stature with the money? Do you know what I'm saying? Imagine us having Manchester City's money, because we're a far bigger club than them. We would be giants. This is an interesting one, actually. I saw a story the other day that Christian Eriksen has been linked with a Premier League move, and that Inter are willing to loan him, and that he's interested in going to the Prem. Would you guys take Christian Eriksen in that cam role? I would possibly take him, you know, on loan. I think he would have something to prove. He left Tottenham in a bit of a dodgy way. Not a bad player. Aouar or Szoboszlai? I prefer Szoboszlai. I've seen more of Aouar, so I can't. I have seen Szoboszlai a few times, but I would go for Aouar personally, just because I've seen more of him. But, you know, that's not to say that Aouar is the better one. I'm just going on who I've seen. Reports are saying we are planning for summer signings. Yeah, I mean, in this David Ornstein report, he said that Arsenal are planning their moves for summer signings already, and does that give them that excuse to say, all right, we're not going to sign anybody in January, which I think is ridiculous if we don't buy in January. Eriksen, fire. Yeah, I think he's still a good player. Let's see what you guys are saying about all this. No way Zaha is better than Pepe. Imagine Pepe in Palace. Zaha flopped at United, quick to forget. I disagree. I appreciate your opinion. I don't think Pepe could carry Crystal Palace the way Zaha does. He's the main man for a bang average team. I think Crystal Palace would have been relegated by now if it wasn't for Zaha. Zaha flopped at Manchester United at 19 years of age. He was signed by Alex Ferguson, and Ferguson left that summer and left him with David Moyes. And we all know allegedly what happened at Manchester United. So I don't look too much into that. I think Zaha is ready for a big move. Curtis, you would have taken Mourinho without a handbrake. Listen, mate, in a New York minute, I would have taken Mourinho. And I still believe he is a better manager than Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta may prove me wrong. He may turn things around and finish above Mourinho this season. You got to remember, they beat us last season. The one time they played against each other, Arteta and Mourinho, they beat us. They finished higher than us in the league. They're higher than us in the league now. They've scored more goals. They've got a style of play. They look confident. They look like a team that's going to achieve things. I know we won the FA Cup. I won't dismiss that. That was great. But at this moment in time, Arteta is struggling. He can turn it around, definitely. But at this moment, he's struggling. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we've got Tottenham in 3 games' time. That's going to be a huge game for Mikel Arteta. A game that we're definitely going to have to win to keep the fans off his back. Arteta needs to change the system or he's in trouble. He does, man. Got to stop being so negative. Got to play more on the front foot, especially when you're playing against the lesser teams. Eriksen and Partey sounds lethal. I would take that. Jose will always be better than Arteta because of his CV. I think we can move forward though, and you know, if Arteta's performing better than Mourinho now, we're not going to talk about his CV. I'm not even talking about what Mourinho did before. I'm saying what he's doing right now. He's doing a good job at the moment. Where it all ends, it remains to be seen. It's time to say goodbye. Don't mess around, Arsenal. His contract is coming to an end. So you're talking about Lacazette. I think Laca's time is up at Arsenal, but he'll be there till the end of the season, I'm sure. So we have to try and do something. Big up, C, you're a striker. So am I, and I know Lacazette is between the post goal scorer, and we don't create. He has to work too hard, running like a headless chicken, pressing all over the place. You make a good point. You look at him at Lyon, he definitely didn't play the same style of play that he plays now. He's turned into a false nine at Arsenal. Is that number one because he's struggling with the intensity of the Premier League and he's not effective around the box? Or is that because the lack of service, the lack of support from midfield? Since Aaron Ramsey, what midfielder has connected our midfield to the strikers? We haven't had one. We haven't replaced Ramsey. Get Pep's cone man out of my club. Big up Curtis. Oh, don't start with that. I'll get in trouble if I start saying that. Arteta playing players in the wrong positions will be his undoing. I mean, it's not rocket science. We all think we're football experts. Let's be honest. It doesn't matter if you play professional or you play amateur football. We all think we're experts, right? But sometimes we're actually right in what we're saying. Play players in their best position. Bellerin's playing right wing back when he's a right back. Tierney's playing centre back when he's a left back. You know? Aubameyang's playing left wing when he's a striker. Lacazette's playing false nine when he's a number 9. You know? These things don't help. You're playing 2 in midfield against Aston Villa when they've got a 3 that is so effective and so much movement. That's probably a harder 3 to play against than Man United's in terms of mobility and speed and dribbling. You know, crazy tactics. Do you think Mourinho will get a trophy this season? I hope not. They will definitely challenge, but hopefully the old Tottenham thing kicks in and they flop. Big up Curtis. I think I'm slowly coming to the realization that the Arsenal we love is not the same Arsenal the board and owners manage. Nothing will change until the board and owner leave. I tend to agree with that, unfortunately. I just think at the moment we have the wrong owners, and I'm surprised. The fans have never tried to get them out. You know, we kicked out Arsene Wenger. The fans went mad to get Wenger out of the club. The same energy has never really been shown towards the owners. I personally rate Eriksen. He's an Ozil type, creative player, striker. Haaland, Jimenez, thoughts. Big up, mate. Ramsey was outstanding at Arsenal. Bring back Ramsey. I mean, we ain't going to get Ramsey back on those wages. I like Haaland. I think he's got a release clause in the summer of about 60 million. I think clubs will be activating that. Jimenez is good. He is good. He would be expensive because Wolves have got money. But I would go for Haaland over Jimenez just because of the age. You know, I think he's only a teenager. Very good player. Yeah, Ramsey definitely hasn't been replaced. My thinking and Curtis are spot on. Yeah, thanks, bro. It's not rocket science. Curtis, I've never kicked a ball, but I can see that. It's true, you know, people, you can have an understanding of the game without ever playing football. You know, it's Arteta's overthinking. He's overthinking. Yes, 1-1. Big up Curtis Shaw TV. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Big up everyone in the chat right now. Don't forget to smash a like. Let me know in the comments what you think about what we're talking about. As I was saying, Alexandre Lacazette. Would you give him a new contract in the summer or would you sell him? And how much do you think we can get for him? He only has a year left on his deal in the summer. We'll be lucky to get probably 30 million for him this season. Again, bad business. Shouldn't have let him get down to his final year. We should have, if anything, made the decision last summer and replaced him. Crazy. As I said, would you take Danny Ings scoring goals in the Prem and doing well at Southampton? Would you take Edouard from Celtic? Is he the answer? What striker would you take? I think we need a different option. You know, that Giroud type of player, that target man sometimes to come off the bench so you can play a different way, which I think is a problem at the moment. We're very easy to read. Big up Peter, thank you for the super chat, bro. Get your comment in with it as well. Get your comment in. Bless up, Big C. Yes, Maxwell, appreciate that, bro. David Ornstein, go and watch his video on his channel for The Athletic. He's saying that Arsenal still hold interest in Hossam Aouar, but he doesn't expect us to go for him in January. Like the video, people. Big up, Curtis. Yes, Don Draper, appreciate you tuning in, bro. He doesn't think we'll go for Aouar or Szoboszlai in January. He thinks that an attacking midfielder is not on the list for January. Now, that baffles me. I mean, you've got Mesut Ozil not playing. You've got Willian playing right wing when I think he should be playing 10. But you're telling me we're not going for Aouar or Szoboszlai in January. Maybe they're going to wait till the summer, but that's risky. He also says that it looks like Saliba and Smith Rowe are going to be loaned out in January. Two players that I thought would actually get game time this season. So I'm very disappointed with Saliba going on loan. Smith Rowe, obviously, there must be a problem there. I don't know what it is. But I have to say again, why were these decisions not made at the start of the season? Ebby said I'd take Ollie Watkins right now. Look, at the moment, Ollie Watkins is better than Lacazette. Let's be honest. Isco and Zaha would be great. I think that would be a fantastic window. And I think both of those players are players we could get in January. Isco apparently available on loan, and Zaha, I think you could get him. You make a decent offer. The reason we should buy a striker is so we can put him left wing, that Aubameyang can go midfield. It wouldn't surprise you, would it? We're all screaming for Lacazette to come out. He'll probably put Eddie Nketiah up front. You know, he just doesn't want to play Aubameyang up there. Curtis Borough would sign Paulo Dybala. Pirlo doesn't rate him and he has 1 year left in the summer. We could sign him in January. He could be like our Bruno Fernandes. He wants out at Juve. He's still 26. If that is true, which I've got no reason to not believe you, I would definitely sign Dybala. I think he is a fantastic player. Why doesn't he rate him? It's crazy, you know. I think with the likes of Ronaldo and that, maybe struggling to fit him in. Moussa Dembele is available, seems at a decent price. Dembele is all right. He's all right. I remember him scoring against us in the Emirates Cup for Lyon. He looked decent. What about Memphis Depay, actually? Would you take Memphis Depay from Lyon? I'm just thinking of potential strikers out there. I mean, you got Moussa Dembele, you got Memphis Depay, you got Dybala, as you said, who, although Dybala's a bit more of a false nine, sort of drifts off the wing as well. You got Danny Ings, you got Edouard. I suppose you've still got Jovic at Real Madrid, although I don't really like him. A lot of people saying Chris Wood. I mean, again, it's the type of signing that I don't think Arsenal fans would be happy with, but it's just a player that we don't have. I would like to see us have a target man just to come off the bench. You know, remember when Juventus always used to bring on Mandzukic? You know, them guys don't look great, but they can have a big effect. Especially late on in games. You can play different. I would take Memphis in a heartbeat. I would probably take Memphis. I rate him. I think he's improved a lot since he's gone to Lyon. He's the captain as well. I'm not sure if he signed a new deal in the summer. Marco Reus is needed. He can play as a 9, false 9, even 10. I mean, very good player. But he's getting on now. He's had a lot of injury problems. I know he had a great partnership with Aubameyang. But Royce now, I think the Royce ship has sailed. I don't think anyone will be signing him really now. What would you do if you were the manager? Formation transfers. Can we get Ancelotti? Depay for sure. Vardy. Well, Ancelotti, that's done. You know, he's gone to Everton. He signed a huge contract, so we're not getting him. Formation, I would go 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. They're basically the same, but just slightly different variations. I would play Ceballos, Partey, and Willian as a midfield three. I would play Pepe on the right, Saka on the left, Aubameyang through the middle. Back four, Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, Kieran Tierney, Gabriel, David Luiz, Leno in goal. If Saliba's not going to play. Vardy, I think, is too old now. You know, he rejected us when we went for him. You know, and Depay, I would take if he could get for cheap. Let's see this one. Curtis, who would you buy at right back? I would still look at... it's interesting now. I like Pereira at Leicester. I do like him. I think he's very good. I know he's injured at the moment. Max Aarons is still decent. I like Lamptey at Brighton. He's all right, although I don't think he's the finished article yet. I liked Semedo, who went to Wolves as well. So, yeah, I would go for one of them. I would like Pereira from Leicester, if I'm being honest. Big up NBA Gaming with the super chat. He says, Curtis, my bro, believe Dangote is not playing and going to buy our club and make it great again. He says he loves Arsenal and we can only pray. He said 2021. Let's hope so. I hope that just wasn't an attention-seeking comment from Dangote to get himself in the press. He did say 2021. I want to see him back that up. In 2021, let's get this clown Kroenke out. Lamptey, yeah, I think Lamptey's a good shout, man. I think he's very quick. He's young. I believe Chelsea have got a buyback clause on him. That's the only problem. So they may. But then they've got Reece James. They don't really need to buy. I like that team, but Luiz is killing it. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would rather see Saliba. I'm just saying, if Saliba's loaned out, what centre-back at Arsenal is better than David Luiz and Gabriel? You know, I think Luiz has had a good season. Really, if you look at it, he's been good this season. When he's played in the three next to Gabriel, and he's a leader, and he's by far the best passer of a ball in our defence. He's actually one of the best passers in our whole team. So I get your point, but yeah, David Luiz, I think he deserves a little bit more credit this season than he gets. He has been decent. Big up, Curtis. Keep up with the good streams. Thank you very much, Cy Tyson. Hope you're well. Hope you're all well in the comments, man. We're at lockdown here in the UK. International break. I think it's England tonight. I don't really pay much attention to them games, if I'm honest. We need Arab owners. Oil money will change the team. We could do with something, man. Could definitely do with some heavy investment. Leicester to Arsenal is a step down nowadays. Sad truth. Yeah. I mean, Vardy rejected us. Pereira might actually say, why am I going to leave Leicester to go to Arsenal? But hey, I'm sure they can offer more wages than Leicester. Big up, Curtis. Just joined the stream. Do you think Arteta has been performing worse for a reason, or do you think his luck has just ended? I just think he's very stubborn, a little bit naive. I think he clearly has a plan, and it seems like he's just going to force it until it works, but it's not working. It's like you're making it worse. You've got to change. You've got to be versatile. This is the Premier League. Every game is different. Because you beat Manchester United with that 11 doesn't mean that 11 and that system is right at home against Aston Villa. You've got to be flexible. You know, even if a player's had a great game in that game, you pick to suit that game. I'm not a believer that you just pick the same team that won the week before. The Premier League is so different, you know, and I think he's got to stop being so stubborn now. He's got to understand what's what. Socially Outcasted says 4-2-3-1. My dream is Leno in goal, Ainsley at right back, Gabriel and Saliba centre back with Tierney left back, Milinkovic, Savic and Partey as the two CDMs, Cam of Brandt, Isco or Szoboszlai, right wing Pepe, left wing Saka, striker Aubameyang. I mean, that's a nice team. I know at one stage Milinkovic Savic was being linked with, you know, £80 million moves, and all of a sudden no one wants him. Opinions on Lee Dixon's comments on the Pepe situation, saying play better than big up. I didn't like that comment. Of course, Lee Dixon was commenting on Pepe talking about Mikel Arteta. I thought it was, you know, Pepe hasn't said a lot since he's been at Arsenal. So what he actually said about Arteta, I thought was quite interesting. He fired shots a little bit. He's sort of saying, look, he wants me to train hard. I'm doing it. I'm still not getting in the team. I don't know what he wants me to do at the end of the day to get in the starting 11. So Lee Dixon comments and says, play better then. Oh, play better. I think that's just Pepe is clearly being mistreated. No matter what you think, Pepe hasn't started 4 games in a row, under this management. How are you meant to settle? You need to build partnerships with your fullbacks. So, no, I didn't like that comment from Dixon at all. If Arteta was replaced, what would you think of John Sutton as manager? Them half-time talks would shake up and wake up these so-called pro ballers. And can you... Oh, dear. I mean, who would you bring in as manager if Arteta was to go? Allegri's out of work. Pochettino's out of work. Szoboszlai has better stats than Aouar and comes cheaper, and he's younger. Rather get him, in my opinion. We also need a left back when Kolasinac leaves. Hopefully, we get rid of Kolasinac in January. I don't rate him at all. Viper said, hey, Curtis, thanks for the streams and stay safe. Big up, bro. Hope you're all well out there, everyone. Stay safe during this difficult time. I know it's not easy. But hey, let's hope, football and, all this interaction will keep us going. No need from Lee Dixon. Nah, just trying to make himself relevant, man. Put some context in what you're saying. Even if he said, what? I feel like he needs to do more, but, at the same time, he needs a run of games. So I didn't like that from him. Rafa Benitez, the thing with Rafa, I mean, I rate him highly as a manager, but he's very defensive as well. I want to get away from this defensive coaching. Big up, Curtis. Yeah, respect, bro. Hope you're well. Big up, Claude. Yeah, man. I was on the show with Claude yesterday on his channel. Yeah, check that out. Curtis, if Dangote buys Arsenal, how do you know he will invest? We don't. We don't, bro. We're genuinely guessing and hoping that he will invest. And this is the thing, you never know with these owners. You hope you're going to get an Abramovich. You hope you're going to get the guys who bought Manchester City because they've stuck to their word. So, no, we definitely don't. But you would hope if a guy's going to go to that length, Arsenal is going to cost, what, £1 billion or more? If you're going to spend that much money, surely you would invest and try and get the best for the club. Julian Nagelsmann, he plays attacking football, Arsenal DNA. He is a good coach. He's very young, very, very young. But no, I just think I don't think Arsenal will sack Arteta at the moment. I got to be honest. I think Arteta will be the manager until at least the end of the season. And I think, I think we've got to stick by him till the end of the season. I mean, I know I'm questioning him. But he needs a little bit more time. I think if he doesn't do it to the end of the season, then we may have to look at someone else. When Ainsley Maitland-Niles gets in the team, I hope all of you guys hyping up. Don't flip-flop on him when he's playing. Yeah, I know, but he needs a chance. He needs a chance, Hector Bellerin's had numerous chances in the team, and I haven't seen enough from him to say, all right, let's keep picking him. Although he did play for Spain yesterday, I saw that. But yeah, he might have done all right with the likes of Ramos next to him and people like that. Lacazette needs to bounce. He's too moany and don't score goals. I mean, he doesn't score enough. That's right. We're allowed to question. I agree. And this is what I say. When you question Arteta, you shouldn't be criticised, because I always say this. Ultimately, a player or a manager is not more important than the club. We all want the best for Arsenal Football Club. I don't really care who the manager is. I just want the best for us. If it's Arteta, then cool. If it's not, get someone else. So, yeah, we are allowed to question. Selector Ryan says, big up yourself, Curtis. I just have a feeling they will sell Pepe. Arteta ain't really like it. I don't think he likes him. I think in the summer they would consider offers for him. Hi, Curtis. Why you like Mourinho? I like his mentality. He's a winner. He's won everywhere he's been, whether it's the title or cups or whatever. He attracts big players, and I just think we needed a certified winner, a real boss in that dressing room, because all I see is a weak mentality, is soft players, is players that get away with misbehaving. I always call them naughty kids in a classroom. It's like the teacher who tells you off but doesn't really tell you off properly. You know you can get away with messing about. Again, we needed a manager to come in and say, listen, you're rubbish, and you're rubbish. You're all going. You're all going. Not these half-hearted decisions like, oh, I'll play Mesut Ozil for my first 10 games and then I'll tell him he's not good enough for footballing reasons, even though we know that's not the truth. Now, I realise they're your bosses and you're trying to cover their back, but, do it in a different way. Don't say, they've 100% backed me and Ozil was a footballing decision. I told him to his face. Come on, bro. You played him for 10 games. We know that. We've got weak players. We need winners. You either breed winners by teaching them, as the Henrys, the Vieiras, they came at a young age and they learnt to be winners, or you get a leader, a winner at the top. And I think Mourinho would have been good. Everything tells people that Mourinho wouldn't have worked at Arsenal. People said he needs loads of money to fix your team. If you look at it, he spent about the same amount of money at Tottenham this summer that we've spent, and Tottenham got about 5 players. He literally addressed nearly every position. Now, people always said, he plays boring football. We don't want that, Arsenal. If you've watched them this season and you've watched us, you tell me who plays boring football. They've scored double the amount of goals that we've scored. They've conceded less goals than we've conceded. Kane and Son are on fire for them. So I don't buy all this over defensive thing. We're playing the most defensive football out of any of the big teams. So, but he's got to turn it round, Arteta. He's definitely got to do it. I feel for Lacazette a bit. He's being asked to stop the CDM instead of playing against the centre-backs, which means he isn't in the best positions to affect the game. I do kind of agree with that to a certain extent. But what he can't deny is he's having clear-cut chances. He's having clear-cut chances. You look at the game against Aston Villa. Great ball in from Tierney, 7 yards out, unmarked. Just nod it in. Please, not. How are you heading that over? You look at Liverpool, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, half of the goal to aim at, and he hits it straight at Alisson. The Leicester game, Tierney whips it in. He just got to flick it on at the near post. He kind of closed his eyes and missed it. They're 3 chances where, you might get us another 6 points there. We could have been, we're 6 points off the top of the league. You can't get away with that. Jose would play Ozil. Possibly. I know he managed him. He did call him a coward, though, when he was at Real Madrid. So would he have played him? But what I'm saying, I'm sure he would have made a decision, like a strong decision. Do you know what I mean? Not this half-hearted business. 375 grand a week, but you're not kicking a ball. We needed authority. The fact that Giroud still gets game time before him at the French team tells you everything you need to know about Lacazette. I mean, I suppose styles suit teams, and I think Giroud, the Liverpool misses, but Lacazette is embarrassed. Giroud kind of gets in above Lacazette because he's the hold-up man for, what's his name? Griezmann. Griezmann and Lacazette I don't think would be as good as Griezmann and Giroud. Giroud does the dirty work. He allows Mbappe, Dembele, Griezmann, these guys to play off him. So I don't know if Giroud's necessarily better, but he links play better. But listen, this is my opinion, right? Just something I want to say. I think that Arsenal as a fan base over the past few years, I think the lack of ambition at the football club has filtered throughout the whole club. I think it's affected certain fans where we accept mediocrity at times. And this is my problem. Sometimes I probably come across as being too harsh on Arsenal. And sometimes people say I'm even a little bit too negative on the club and the manager. I expect so much better from this club. I haven't seen us really compete properly for years. Probably that 1 year under Emery, and we flopped at the end of the season. But I expect so much more. We've got the most expensive front three in Premier League right now. If you look at Pepe, 72 million, Aubameyang, 56 million, and Lacazette, 50 million. It's more expensive than Liverpool's and Manchester City's. And look at the way we're playing. Not one attacking player is in form for Arsenal. We've been painful to watch this season, apart from Fulham and Man United. And the Man United performance was not incredible. We didn't create one clear-cut opportunity. We won it from a penalty that was a mistake from Pogba. I think the fans have to demand more of this football club. We have to put pressure on the owner. We have to force them to act like a big club again. They know that they can manipulate us very easy. We didn't have a great transfer window in the summer. You know, we didn't. We should have bought 2 or 3 more players, at least that creative player. They bought Partey on the last day of the window, and that got us. It got me. I was dancing in streams and singing with Robbie on the last day of the window. We needed more. We should have signed Aouar then. We probably can't get Aouar now because next summer he'll go to Real Madrid or PSG or something. It's crazy, man. I just want more for this football club. It's so frustrating. Big up Zayn Miasi. Hope you're well, bro. He said, we should sell Lacazette and buy the striker at Southampton. Are you talking Danny Ings? Or Che Adams? Yeah, but Danny Ings, listen, I'm not going to lie. I would take Danny Ings as a you know, to go in there and battle with Aubameyang. He's scoring way more goals than Lacazette. That's the truth. Preach, Curtis. Yeah, big up, bro, man. I just sometimes I have to break it down a little bit because people think sometimes I'm just being negative all the time. But you've got to look at where we're at as a football club. We finished 8th last season. You know, we've been in the Europa League for 4 years now. You know, the year we fell out of the Europa League. In my head, I thought 1 or 2 years maximum we'll be back. We'll be back in the Champions League. 4 years in Europa League. And let's be honest, we're not certain whether we're getting Champions League next year because right now, if I said you got to put your house on Arsenal getting top 4, you wouldn't put it on it because we can't trust these players. They go to United and win, then get battered by Aston Villa. You know, Aubameyang he's had one shot in his past 4 games. It's crazy, bruv. You know, but listen, the good thing about football, you can always turn things around. You've always got a chance to change things. What's Mikel Arteta got to do moving forward? He's got to change the formation. Right, we haven't got the players to play 3 at the back. You look at one of the best 3 at the backs that worked was Antonio Conte's Chelsea. That 3 at the back worked to perfection, right? But they had wing backs who could just run for days in Victor Moses and Alonso. And we don't have that. We don't have wing backs like that. We don't have a midfield like that as well. You know, they had great midfielders who could just run all day. So I think we've got to look at what we've got. We've got to go back to the back 4 now. Play 3 in midfield so that we can't get overrun by these teams. It's too easy. Leeds away will not be an easy game either, man. They battered Manchester City. They should have won that game. I wouldn't put a 5 on it. Yeah, never mind your house. You ain't going to put a 5 on it. That's for certain. Most expensive tickets in the world for the past 20 years. There you go. Big up Curtis Shaw TV. Your moderators are banning comments for no reason. Hey, mods, try and go easy, man. You know, only ban them if, you know, they're making abusive comments. You know, go easy on them. Freedom of speech and all that. Curtis, after seeing Pogba for France, it puts to bed he was never world-class like Ozil. Overpaid, lazy and inconsistent. Ooh, Zayn, man. Pogba, has Pogba ever been world-class? He was great at Juventus, but they were by far the best team. He had the likes of Pirlo and Vidal next to him. I can honestly say he hasn't been world-class at Manchester United at all. You know, I think we can say Pogba for the price has been a flop at Man United. He was great for France in the last World Cup. I think he had the perfect midfield behind him. In Kante and Matuidi, they're going to do all your dirty work for you. I think Pogba's level has dropped. If you're talking about natural talent, he's got so much talent. If you're talking about what he's producing on the pitch, he can't be called world class. He hasn't consistently produced since he's been at United. Big up Zayn with that. I mean, one thing we should look at is the squad good enough that we've got? You know, should we even get top four with this squad? I don't know. I think if you play the right system, you give yourself a chance of getting top four. Hey, Curtis, how can I become a moderator? Hey, mods are always welcome, man. You know, I've got a few. Just make sure we're not blocking people when they're not really doing anything wrong. Only if people are being abusive or saying things that are wildly inappropriate. You know, I want the chat to be a good place to talk. If you want to be a mod, Maxwell, I can look into that, can get you added as well. Because obviously, if you only have a few mods, sometimes they're not in the chat when you're doing it. They could be at work or whatever. But big up the mods. Just go easy with blocking people. Are we good enough to get top four? You know, is it all Arteta's fault? Or what I'm saying with Arteta, I think if he was picking the best team, the best formation, then you can say, do you know what, bro? It's not your fault. What more can you do? You're picking the best team. You're putting the players in the right place. It's their fault they're not performing. But I still look at this team and I think there's massive weaknesses there, massive. And I think people expose that. Arteta in. Do you all want to see Mikel Per Mertesacker as the next Arsenal manager? That's what our crap board will do. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. I would not want nothing to do with Per Mertesacker. I didn't like him as a player, never mind as a manager. Yeah, man, send on me blue spanner. Don't worry, man, I got you, Maxwell, bro. 1-1 give you the nod as well. He said you're a cool guy. So don't mind. Add me Curtis as a mod. Big up. Yeah, don't worry, man. We can get a couple more in there. No worries. Curtis, the problem that Arsenal has now, to me, is not strikers. It's the formation. I'm Pacific from Kigali. So you're saying it's the formation? Yeah, the formation change will help the strikers. Do you know what I mean? So if we do change, then I think you will see the strikers scoring more goals, which is what we need to do. We can get around 20 to 25 for Lacazette. I agree. I don't think we can get any more than that for him with a year left on his deal. I would take 25 for him and move him on and go for someone else. Man said, nobody wants to buy Lacazette, bro. I think you could get Lacazette back to Lyon. I think they've got a bit of a love affair with him over there because he was fantastic for them. Curtis, Arteta is not allowing the players to express themselves. How can you not be playing Tierney as a left centre-back and same time expecting overlapping with decent crosses for 90 minutes? It's crazy. Big up Felix. We got to put Tierney back to left-back, man. He started to look poor the last couple of games. Oh, the Man United game, he was all right. But, you know, I see the man just tripping over his feet. You know, you don't know where he is on the pitch, bro. Bring back Dennis Burkham as coach. I feel we need ex-players training with the squad. I wouldn't mind, as long as they are good coaches. You know, I'm all for it. I don't want to bring him in if they're poor. But, yeah, if he's a good coach, get him in. Ricky says, big up, see, you guys said it in the Talk is Cheap show. The show was fire. Arteta needs to change the system. If he still doesn't know what his best 11 is, then we are in big trouble. Big up, Ricky. You guys, yeah, go and check out the Talk is Cheap show. It came out yesterday on AFTV. It was a lot of fun, although it's not nice to be dissing your manager and stuff like that. I'm never abusive towards him. I wouldn't do that. I just think, as I said, I'm not Arteta out. I'm not happy with Arteta. I got to be honest. And I think he needs to change quickly. You know, we've got 3 games coming up now. We got Leeds away, Wolves at home, Tottenham away. 3 tricky games. For me, we got to get minimum 6, maybe 7 points out of that to relieve the pressure. Jonathan says, Curtis, did you see the Tierney meme where he was flapping his arms? The Arteta effect. Oh, my days. Man literally tried to kick it with his left, kicked it with his right, and then just stumbled over. That's what's happening right now. Mikel Poulis. Oh, I've heard this so many times in the past few days, man. People are hammering him. Hi, Curtis. As a Liverpool fan, I like Arteta, but comparing him to Klopp 4 years ago is a better stretch. He never played defensive to win. I say this all the time, bro. I say this all the time. Do not compare Mikel Arteta to Klopp. Klopp implemented his playing style within 6 months into that team. You could see how they were going to play. He then just needed the players. And every transfer window, he got his Mane, he got his Salah, he got Wijnaldum, Van Dijk, Alisson. He just cherry-picked what he needed. But the style of play was there quickly. He tried to attack. He tries to win games by scoring goals. We're doing the opposite. I thought Arteta came up under Pep Guardiola. So I expected attacking football, not this what we're seeing. Lakers going back to back. Yeah, man. LeBron effect, you know. Arteta is not a manager. He is a coach. I agree with that. I definitely don't think his man management skills have proved him to be great at this time. Arsenal are done. I don't think we're done. But, you know, he's got to change. He's got to change. Ultimately, change the formation and be... Curtis, who's better, Samuel Eto'o or Aubameyang? Oh, if you're talking prime Samuel Eto'o, it's Eto'o, man. He was outstanding. They don't give you an icon card on FIFA for nothing, man. Eto'o was a bad man. Just a shame he scored against Arsenal in the Champions League final. That was painful. Arteta is a classic case of someone who has copied the teacher's homework and answers but doesn't understand what he has copied. What an absolute... I love that comment. I love that comment. He's copied his homework but doesn't understand what he's copied. That is brilliant. You know, the man, he's learnt from the master, but he doesn't understand the work, man. He doesn't understand the work. Tim Smith says, greetings from Chicago, get a Bulls cap. I've got a Bulls shirt, actually, but not a cap. I blame DT for the Klopp comparisons. We don't need that pressure or example. It's completely different. Klopp had experience with Dortmund already. Yeah, that's right. Eto'o was electric. Yeah, he was unreal. Eto'o, a legend, definitely. Heard people comparing Salah to Drogba, the disrespect. Totally different players. Drogba, you know, I think he did so much for that Chelsea team. It was a great comment. Would you have Bielsa as manager if Arsenal got rid of Arteta? He plays great football, but he doesn't speak English. He's very demanding, I hear, as well. I know one of the coaches at Leeds, he said he's not easy, you know. Smash the like button, people. Sorry I joined late. Big up Curtis. No worries, man. Better late than never. I'll do a few more comments and I'm going to get off. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the like button. I remember Overmars advising us to get Ziyech and we missed out. I mean, Ziyech was... Go and look on Google the things that Ziyech was saying about Arsenal. We were the team he wanted to sign for. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't talking about Chelsea. I think he said in a comment that Barcelona and Arsenal were the two teams he loved growing up because of the style of football. We should have signed Ziyech. You know, cost 33 million. What a player. Smash the likes. Curtis's channel has grown as predicted. Big up Jake Snacks. Appreciate that. It's down to you guys, of course. I want to keep Arteta. Yeah, let's stick with him. And hope he can get things right moving forward. Is Van Persie the best striker of the Emirates era? I mean, of course, Henry was here for a short time, but I'm not going to include Henry in the Emirates thing because he wasn't there that long. I would say Van Persie is, yeah. I think he's still, for me, a little bit above Aubameyang. I think Alexis Sanchez is the best player of the Emirates era. I think he was phenomenal, but of course he was a winger. So yeah, we'll see with that. When you're back on next, Curtis, where can we hear your opinion next, bro? I'll be back on here tomorrow. I'm going to try and do daily shows. I think I'll be on tomorrow at 2 p.m. With Deluded Gunnar will be on here. Me and Deluded, we're really going to break things down, go a little bit more in depth. It'll be a longer show. Probably an hour to an hour and a half. So look out for that. As I said, go and watch that Talk is Cheap show that came out yesterday. Me and Laurie. That was fun as well. Big up everyone in the comments today. Thank you for tuning in. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're watching this after it's gone live, let me know in the comments. Would you sell Lacazette in the summer? Would you give him a new contract? How much do you think he's worth if we sell him? And give me a genuine name of a striker that we should bring in to replace Lacazette. Would you bring in Danny Ings? Would you bring in Edouard from Celtic? Would you go for Jovic? Give me a name. Give me somebody that we can get. Would you take Memphis Depay? Would you take Dembele from Lyon? Plenty of strikers there. Let me know what you think the solution is. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. As I said, I'll be back on tomorrow. Keep the daily streams coming. They'll be coming, bro. Don't worry. I'll be back tomorrow with Deluded Guna. And enjoy the rest of your day, people. Take care. Bless.